Good morning. Welcome to this analysis of DXY dollar index. My name is Vic. I'm the founder of Akinsa Capital Management. Dollar started to go up as we were expecting, where majority of the media reports were saying that now the dollar is going down and it is turning to be bearish, and we were looking to go long because our analysis was unbiased and it was telling us that the dollar could actually move up. So let's see what has been going on. Okay, so this is the overall plan, multi-year, multi-month plan that we have been following since we were here around 89 level. And the dollar went to target 2. If you have not been following my analysis, then this is a little kind of refresher for you. So the market is started to go up from here because we have this multi-year W pattern forming, which had target 1 here, target 2 here, target 3 here. Okay, so the market came into target 2, got slightly overextended, and then started to fall back. Now, this is a correction that it has taken because of the completion of this W pattern, which has been running for years now. And now, if I draw Fibonacci from here, because our entire analysis is based on Fibonacci, the market has come to this particular point here. Now, if I draw from here, then this is also similar sort of point, and if I draw from here, then that is also very important level, which tells us what it is taking simple minor correction at the moment. So this entire thing is a minor correction with respect to multi-year pattern that we have got. So this entire thing is just a correction. Now, usually what happens in a market is that market never moves in a single straight line. I know that this is a parabolic move, but once the market has come out of this, market usually falls sharply, which it did here, and then starts to go up, just complete a pattern. Now, this is what it has been doing in the past month, because I'm looking at the monthly time frame, and it may continue to do so until actually it reaches this level. So the dollar can be bullish all the way to this particular level here, but along the way there are some certain important levels which we'll include in premium analysis report if you want to order that. But there are certain important levels around here where it can start to take a correction back again. Now, once it has started to take a correction back, and if it falls through this previous low here, then it will form an M pattern. And in that case, it will probably come back down to 92 or 90 level. Okay, and that will be the the lowest point of the dollar, right? After that it is going to rise sharply back again. So that is what this structure is telling us. So right now, if you just focus on this local structure here, what has been happening? Dollar can continue to rise up into this previous FCP zone. Why? Because the market fell down pretty sharply here, and the market may try to go back up to complete that structure. So this is how it could be looking. Okay, and then starts to rise up. So this is how it is forming. However, as I said, there are certain levels here in the middle of it on this path. So right now it is at that one of those levels, and there are few other levels, and I did mention them in using Vata and Visage, but not with FCP analysis. So one of those targets was given here, right? This 1042707, and the next one is 105695, 106710, 108272. These are Vata and Visage target, and this target was already met. And the next target is probably going to be a 105695659. However, we also have got a curve here, which is acting as a resistance here. Hence, the market is taking a correction. So let me show you how it actually looks on Vata and Visage. So if I go to the weekly time frame, okay, so the market was here. This was a bullish signal on dollar. Okay, and then it was expected to reach Vata curve as the first target, or this white dot as the second target, and there are few other targets here. The market came into Vata and Visage curve, and then it started to act as resistance. It has started to fall down, and it can continue to fall down until it reaches the Vata wave here. Okay, so dollar is still slightly bearish on the weekly or daily time frame. Okay, there is another reason why it could be doing that. It could be doing that because of, let me show you a H2 time frame. It is doing that because you see what happened here. It's all about the patterns that you can find. So we have an M pattern forming, and we have a gap available here. This is the gap. Okay, so the market is coming down to fill that gap up. Once it has filled that gap up, once it has finished the M pattern, it will start to rise back up again. So dollar is going to fall on for a few hours, maybe a couple of days, and then it can start to rise back again. Okay, so that you should be aware of that. Here, what happened? The market came to fill this gap up here. Okay, there was a price gap here. Market came here and fell down. So everything, whatever you see on the chart, is not random. There is a reason why it is happening like this. And as you can see here, if I go back to our this thing analysis, you'll see that this entire thing is actually still forming. So always make sure that you are keeping an eye on the macro analysis, the high time frame analysis, finding the important levels, and then start to plan your trades around them, because that will be far better trades. Now let me tell you a very distinct possibility. Now it may or may not come true, but this is how I see it playing out in coming months or decades even. So what you will notice here is, if you ignore this entire thing, and let me actually hide this so that you do not get distracted by um, all these drawings. So this is what's happening. Okay, now I'm looking at the monthly time frame. The dollar created this W pattern, which in turn created this W pattern. The market fell down. Okay, if it does not actually stop here, if it continues to rise up, or even if it falls a little bit further more, then it can continue to rise into a bigger W pattern like this. Okay, and that is why I've been saying that the dollar can actually reach 147 level as well. Okay, so beware of that. This is still working out. This is still working, and this is still forming. Okay, and the way it has fallen here, the way it has taking a correction here, that is that is very very important for that bigger move. Because what can happen is, usually when these smaller W patterns form and the market does not fall enough, what happens is that it forms a leg for the bigger pattern. Okay, not sure whether actually that is making sense, because if you go through FCP training, then it will start to make more sense. Because what we have is actually inside a W pattern, or inside any pattern, there are several patterns like this. Okay, so what we have is, this is a bigger W pattern. Let me just draw it properly. So we have a possible bigger W pattern forming. Okay, which can take years, can take decades. Okay, then we have, inside that, we have this one. Okay, and that is also part of a bigger W pattern. Let me change the color of it, which is part of the bigger W pattern here. Okay, and it also has inside a smaller W pattern, which is an extended one like this. Okay, so it's all about W and M patterns which are forming at the macro level. Now once the market has started to go beyond this previous high here, once it has started to go beyond this, you will notice that it will form a bigger W pattern. Okay, so this is how it is. But for that to happen, the market will have to go back above the previous high, which is 116, level or so. Okay, and then try to challenge this level as well. Because once the market has challenged this midpoint, there will be some correction, and then it will start to go up. So that can happen. I'm not saying that this is going to happen immediately, but this is still a possibility at the macro level. Okay, however, here what we have is something like this. The market was parabolic, it has fallen down, and it may try to go back up. Okay, or it can fall from one of those levels where it can take a correction and then go back up. Okay, so here we are in a correction at the moment. So we are still bullish. As you can see, the structure is still bullish, the market is still bullish. And if it closes above this, if it goes beyond this particular previous high, then we are looking for multi-year high again. It is quite possible. And if it falls below this previous low, then we are looking for 90 or 92 level. So right now, where we are in the middle of it, in the no man's ground, which we can play on the weekly or daily basis. So for that, what you have to do is go to the daily time frame and do the same analysis, and using the WNM patterns, you can find out what's going on. What you can see here is that we have this market fell down, and this is not looking very good. Like, this entire thing will need some sort of cleanup. Okay, so the market is going up, so this is impulse, this is a correction. The market could be forming another correction, and then it can start form a w pattern. So that is also a possibility. Okay, so beware of, like, all these possibilities that you have got, okay, on the scenario, right? In terms of, like, the levels, we can provide better levels if you want to, like, go for premium analysis report. Then that will have better levels and better analysis. So I'll leave this with you, and I hope you have a great trading week next week, and I'll see you in the next one. Trading communities, you are most welcome to join our free Telegram channel as well.
Thank you for watching. Find and follow us on these social media channels.